What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the 3829 podcast. Before we even get into it, go ahead, throw a like, comment, and even go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If y'all end up not liking the content here today, then y'all can go ahead and undo all of those. But go ahead and show us some love before we even get into it. Now, today, I'm going to be having a conversation with my co-host, Jello. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, it seems like we can never, start off slow until one of the podcasts. A lot has happened since the last time we got a chance to speak to y'all. Before we get into any of that, as you know, the last episode was recorded before Game 7 of the final. So I would just like to say that we're wishing Tyrese Haliburton a speedy recovery. Congratulations to the Thunder. As a Pacer fan, I can't help but say if Tyrese Haliburton was out there, he would have dropped 40 on y'all and we would have got that dub. But that's not what we're here for. Like I said, we want to wish Tyrese Haliburton a speedy recovery and we hope that he can come back better than ever. Now, like I said, since the last time I got a chance to speak to y'all, it's been a lot that's going on. We've had three pretty big trades go on. Jordan Poole and Sadiq Bey, along with the number 40th overall pick, went to the Pelicans. And then CJ McCollum, TJ. Why the heck do I want to keep saying TJ McConnell every time I see CJ McCollum? CJ McCollum,
Hey,
Kelly
tell McConnell, man.
Olynyk. Yeah, shout out McConnell, bro. He's still on my mind
Tell
from that
McConnell.
game 7, bro. I'm telling you, man, if Tyrese Halliburton was out there, man, we would have won that game. But
We definitely would have won.
let's keep it moving past that, man. Shout out Tyrese Halliburton. Like I said, wishing him a speedy recovery. But CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second went to the Wizards. I would say that I think the Pels won this trade. Um, I feel like CJ McCollum is definitely on his regression right now, and Kelly Olynyk. I feel like Kelly Olynyk ain't really been hooping for real as of late either. I feel like ever since he got off those Heat Celtics teams, he ain't been the same Kelly Olynyk that we, knew back in the day that could, stretch the floor as effectively as we knew him to be able to do it. Now, another one, we had Georges Niang and a second, future second go to the Celtics. Terrence Mann and the number 20th overall pick in this draft go to the Nets and Porzingis to the Hawks. What does that look like for the Hawks? I think that definitely does something for the Hawks because one of the biggest gaps for the Hawks I feel like was the the rebounding because obviously you put Onyeka Okongwu into the starting center role because Clint Capella, yes, he is able to get you more rebounds, but he's not able to stretch the floor like Onyeka Okongwu is, and he's not able to knock down his free throws as consistently as he is able to. And then lastly, we had Drew Holiday to the Blazers and Anthony Simons and two future seconds to the Celtics. That was pretty much all the major trades that's happened since the last time we got to speak to you guys. Now, if you notice, the Celtics are involved in two of those trades. And there's two of their starters from their championship squad. Now, one thing that those trades do help them do is it helps them get back under the second apron. They save about 180 million in taxes by doing that. But they definitely got weaker as a team with those moves. I feel like Anthony Simons is not somebody that will fit well onto their squad. Um, that's just a personal opinion. Nothing against Anthony Simons as a player. I just don't feel like he fits well into what the Celtics are doing. I feel like the Celtics are very much on built around being able to space out the floor, and I feel like Anthony Simons is more of a guy that has to be able to slash to the basket and score, and I feel like that is more so of what Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum do. But did you have any comments on any of those trades, cuz?
I'm interested to see what happens with the Celtics. I think that Drew Holiday was a big part of that, and like you said, they're a part of a couple trades, so they're trying to do some changes. But if you have a team that's working and now you're making changes, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Like you said, Simons, we're going to see.
Yeah, like I said, one of the big reasons that the Celtics ended up making these trades is because of the cap. Obviously, we've seen that in the past few years, the way that the salary cap is operated is a little bit different, and a lot of teams are trying to stay either at or below the second apron. They don't want to, get spend too much and then have to spend even more on taxes. But that's pretty much what we'll leave that for the trades. Now, I did want to talk about something that Adam Silver, they always talk about it, NBA expansion. It did come up again during the playoffs, and that's just something I wanted to talk about. Now, one thing I wanted to say is, do you think we need it? Like in this, where the NBA is today, do you think the NBA needs to add one, two, three, maybe four teams to what they currently have?
I think it could be nice. I don't think we need it. We already have enough teams. We already have enough people to remember, enough games to go to. But I don't think you could ever have too much. If they added two teams and we got to 32 and we switched to 32, 16, 8, 4 style bracket, you know, it's a lot more organized. It'd be interesting. And also, a lot of the places that I've heard people talk about, they have a lot of potential to be high quality teams, high quality environments with high quality fan support. Um,
Now, like we were talking, like we just mentioned, how many teams do you think would be ideal if they were to do an expansion?
Two is a solid start. I
Hmm.
don't think that it would make a lot of sense to, add 5 teams at one time. That's too much. Two teams, it's a solid start. It gives them just enough space where we can see, a lot of things happen, but not too many things happen. Big
Hmm.
enough that it's a lot, but small enough that it can get the right amount of attention from everyone,
Hmm.
you know?
No, for me personally, I don't think that an expansion would be good for the league right now. I feel like where the league is, I know that's unpopular, but where the league is today, I feel like we're in a really good spot where we are today. I don't feel like an expansion is something that we need to look too deeply into. I feel like there's a good amount of competition right now. And if you do an expansion, then you're getting teams back to bare bones. So where, a Golden State Warriors can go on a dynasty like they can. And nothing against the Warriors, but I feel like the competitiveness of the league and how no team has been able to win their conference 2 years in a row for the past few years. I feel like that's very, you know, I feel like that is good for the league. I feel like the fact that the Thunder and the Pacers were both in the finals this year was very good for not only those
Yeah.
markets, but for the league as well. Like, when is the last time we had a game 7 in the finals? Last time that happened was when we were watching Curry and LeBron go at it, year after
Mhm.
year. So, and it wasn't 2018 when it was LeBron trying to beat Thanos versus, the Avengers. That was when they still had Kyrie, when it was still in the heat of it. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the game 7 finals don't just happen all the time. And usually when it does happen, it's a really good series that transpires. And I don't think anybody believes that the Pacers and Thunder, that was a bad series. Like you said, like you saw, it went to game 7, and you
Right.
still even have the what if of, like I said, it's sad to see Halliburton go down, but you still have the what if of,
Shout out
if he
Haliburton,
was
man.
there, what happens? You get what I'm saying? So you can't say that that was a bad series because you still want to talk about it even after it's over. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
I
I
think,
feel like
oh, my
where we
bad.
are. No, my bad to cut you off, but I feel like where we are now is really good for the league. I feel like it's really healthy. There's a good amount of healthy competition. Um, but what were you gonna go ahead and get into?
Say that last sentence again.
I said that we have a good amount of healthy competition. Like even the teams
Oh,
that aren't necessarily um they're not contending. They're on the lower
yeah.
spectrum. They're still, I would say, entertaining to watch. Like the Hornets, we know that they're most like they didn't make the playoffs last year. They didn't make the play-in last year. But you can turn on a Hornets game and it's still nice to watch. Like the Hornets still have LaMelo Ball, Miles
Hmm.
Bridges, golly, what's that? Golly, I forgot his name. Golly, what is the small forward name? I couldn't. Brandon Miller. They still got Brandon Miller. You get what I'm saying? So they have guys over there and they have talent over there. It's not like this team is trash like a few years ago where the Bobcats were just bad. You get what I'm saying? And that's what expansion does. You're gonna have teams that are just flat out bad. But
But I
no,
don't
go
know
ahead.
that, yeah, I don't know that expansion would. would cause things to be worse. Things aren't that good, I would say, to begin with. I think the expansion could actually be very helpful for us
No,
because go ahead.
well, here's what I'm saying is that with the expansion, the talent would be more sparse. You get what I'm saying? So it would create a bigger divide. Like how people like to talk about how to like the divide from the rich and the broke. So you get what I'm saying? The rich would be that much higher
Yeah,
and the broke would be that much lower. You get what I'm
but
saying? In the NBA of the teams. You get what I'm saying?
I think that would only happen if we kept trying to pull from the same bucket. There's a lot of talent in the world, in the country. There's a lot of people that's ready to step up to that next level. If we instead of trying to keep the same group of people and just flatten them out to them other two teams, there's a lot of G League guys that's ready. A lot
I
more
hear you.
college guys that's ready. And
I
there's
hear
there's
you,
talent
but
everywhere.
they're not always ready. That's the thing. Is that
No, they're
if
not
you
always
know
ready,
because
but
listen,
there's
that
somebody somewhere ready.
I hear you, but that brings in minimum 28 guys. Minimum 28 guys, and that doesn't even count roster fillers because you're gonna have some guys on two-way contracts. You're gonna have some guys for if guys get hurt because so you're gonna have minimum 28 guys that you have to add to this team. Now, am I not saying that there's 28 guys good enough to play in the NBA? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is they're not they're for those 28 because let's say that we do two teams, right? So that's where I get the
Mhm.
28 guys from. So you
Right.
get two teams. But those two teams realistically to compete, they need at least two guys that are at least all-star level. And a lot of the times when people think of NBA
Do
caliber,
they
they only
though?
think of they do to be able to compete.
I don't know.
To at least make the playoffs, like I just said, the first of all, the Suns had KD, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker didn't make the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? The
I don't
Warriors
know
with Jimmy
what goes
Butler.
on with them.
Listen, the Warriors with Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry, playing team. Or no,
I
they were
know,
the
but that's
sixth
the
seed.
point that I'm
They were the
making.
sixth seed. You get
That's
what
the
I'm
point that I'm
saying?
making. There's a lot of people that were here in the past, like 10 years ago. They're like, it's happening. The Lakers, where are they at? They're not Final Four. Warriors, where are they at? Not Final Four. The
No,
Suns
but
weren't a
the
part of the
point I'm
conversation.
making is these teams
Mhm.
have all these guys that still aren't able to get over the hump. So if a team is starting basically from scratch, how do you expect them to get over the hump? You get what I'm saying?
They're doing it. I mean, these people that don't have as big of names are in the limelight now. Like Halliburton, he's popular now, but he was not popular like this 8 months ago.
He
He
was.
was not popular like this 8 months
Well, I mean,
ago.
he wasn't like
N-
this because obviously you
no,
have the buzzer beaters and all that that play into, him becoming a more popular guy. But realistically, Tyrese Haliburton had a name before this playoff run. If he
yeah,
didn't
he had
have
a
a
name
if
before. I
he
mean, he
didn't
was an
have a
Olympian
name,
before this.
if he didn't have a name, then he would not they wouldn't have rated him most what was it? Most overrated? Yeah.
Overrated,
Yeah,
right?
they wouldn't have called him
Yeah,
most overrated.
he was an Olympian before the finals run. Yes. Like people knew his name, but he was not someone when you think about a basketball player, you're not thinking Halliburton. They're not thinking Halliburton. They're not thinking, oh yeah, he's the man. He's the guy. He's gonna lead them to game 7 of the series finals. No one's thinking that about him, but he did it. These new guys are coming in, these newer guys, like SGA. He's not new. It's not like this is his first year in the game, but you don't think about him when you're thinking about like the top dogs in the game, even though he won MVP. I don't know how that happened, honestly. But all these new
But the
people,
thing
the
is,
Knicks,
guys were looking at SGA as the next one. It was just that
oh,
the team was young.
oh, Jesus, the team was young. That's the point that I'm making. These younger teams are
But that
growing and they're
just
expanding and they're getting
that's
in the
more
limelight.
so coaching and coaching and culture, which I guess, like you said, that any market could do that. So I guess I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But so in the case that they did expand, what cities? Do you think I'll give out mine? I would say Seattle, obviously, because they had this Supersonics in the
Yeah,
past.
that'd be interesting.
You
We don't need the
we
Sonics no more.
we need the Sonics back, bro. That's what
We
we
do not
want.
need the
That's what
Sonics
we
back. I'm
need
so
back,
sorry.
bro. That's what we need, bro. We need the Sonics back. Um, I'm also thinking Vegas because obviously they're the summer league host.
Mhm.
Um, I thought about Kansas City. Obviously, it's a big
I don't think Kansas
sports
City.
city. Yeah, but I don't feel like Kansas City is a the right place for basketball. And if you from Kansas City, don't hate on me. Y'all can have the biggest basketball culture, but this is Indiana. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. No,
I'm
no,
just playing.
you're
I'm
right.
just,
This is Indiana. I'm sorry.
but this is Indiana. You feel me? Um,
Yeah. I
and
was thinking
then
Baltimore.
after that, but that is definitely what I was thinking. But they can't go back
Definitely
with the
Baltimore.
same name that they had before. Because you know Baltimore used to
You don't
have
have to.
an NBA team. You know what it was called, right?
Hmm. No,
The Baltimore Bullets. They can't name that
no,
city. They can't name their team that in 2025.
no. Well,
It's
they need to be
fitting. Listen,
named
listen, listen. It
what?
fits the
It's fitting.
city, but they cannot go back
You
with
know
that name. They cannot
what
go
name will
back with
work
that
for
name.
them?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't either.
But I
I'd love
definitely
to
like
see
the
it though.
idea. No, I like the idea of Baltimore because I feel like, bro, that would bring like a nice rivalry with like Philly and
Hmm.
Washington, bro. And
Right.
then
I'd
I
love to
also
see it.
said San Diego because they did used to they were they were the home of the Warriors for a little bit. And I think they were the home of the Kings too. I might be wrong about them being home
No,
of the
the
both.
Clippers.
Oh yeah, they were home of the Clippers. I was wrong about both of them bitches. But yeah, they were the home of the Clippers. You're right. You're right. You're right. They was the home of the Clippers. And then last one I was gonna say is Louisville. Louisville, I feel like that's the nice Indiana rivalry. Yes, we know that Louisville are Pacer fans currently. We know that y'all are currently Pacer fans, but y'all gonna have to get your own team so we can beat that ass. So we can whoop that ass.
We kind of need that. We kind of
No,
need that. I'd
facts.
love to
No.
see that.
But I'll be honest, if we do expand, I do believe that the two we should add teams to the West because like teams like New Orleans should be a part of the East, and the only way you get that is by adding more teams to the West because obviously they
Hmm.
want it to be even. So I think if we add two teams to the West. So we should do Vegas and Seattle out of that list that I just named. Because even if they did Kansas City, it would be too hard to do Kansas City because one, Kansas City and Oklahoma, they share fans. So like
Right.
Oklahoma fans are Kansas City football fans, but Kansas City fans are Oklahoma basketball fans. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the issue
Okay.
with doing that. But you get what I'm. That's why I say like a Vegas or a Seattle, those would be the best. And did you know that Seattle people from Seattle don't like the Thunder?
No, I didn't know that.
I found that out during the series that people from Seattle do not like the Thunder
Why not?
because that they mad that they wanted the Thunder to stay there. They wanted the Sonics to stay there. They didn't want it to go to Oklahoma
Hmm.
City. Oklahoma
Well, give them
City
a team.
stole a hand-me-down team, bro, and the Sonics was
Give them a
better than the
team.
Thunder. Well,
The
no, I can't
Sonic.
say the Sonics was better
Yeah.
than the Thunder now because the Thunder actually won a chip.
We can't say the Sonic's name. One.
Why can't we say the
Just
Sonics?
I don't know. I get chills.
Man, shout out to Supersonics, bro. Shout out to Supersonics, man. Shout
I
out to
say give
Supersonics.
give Seattle a team. I'd love to see it. I really wonder what the basketball environment would be like. What's the fan support looking like out there?
Seattle's a
Um,
big basketball city.
they are.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'd love to
Jamal
see it honestly
Crawford from out
because
there, I'm pretty sure he got the crossover league out there.
well, Seattle and what did you say, Las Vegas?
Yeah, Seattle and Vegas. I think that if we add two teams, those should be where they at.
Does Vegas need a team?
Yes, Vegas needs a team.
Was weren't they talking about the Mavs moving to Dallas?
Moving to Vegas. They're
Or I
talking
mean,
about
yeah,
it.
moving to Vegas.
I don't think they do it. What's going on is what they say is that the Mavs owner is they're trying to get gambling legalized in Texas. And that's part of the reason why they traded Luka Doncic was like pretty much either allow gambling or we're just gonna make the team bad. Pretty much is what they. That's not saying that that's fact, but that was like one of the
That's
theories
the vibe.
as to why Luka got traded.
I thought it was because he was big.
Uh, well, that's what they said, but
That is
obviously
what they
you're
said.
not gonna come out and say, yeah, I'm trading my this player because I want y'all to legalize gambling. But yeah, that's
Fair
pretty much
enough.
what it is that they want gambling to be legalized in Texas. That's what the story is. But we can flip from that and let's talk about these city jerseys, man. I want to get your opinion on these city jerseys, man. Let's
Right.
uh get a get a rating on them. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. We had some audio issues, but we back good. So without further ado, we're gonna get into these city jerseys, give y'all some rankings on them. All right, cuz. So we're gonna go ahead
Hmm.
and get started with the Atlanta Hawks, man. They bringing
All
back
right,
an
I'm
old
ready.
classic. I'm pretty sure that they debuted this one back in the year that they ended up going on that playoff run, ended up making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Uh, Pretty historically knocked out the Knicks. Um, but yeah, so this I'm pretty sure is our second time seeing this. What do you think about this one? Cuz if you had to give it a rating on on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
Honestly, I like the simplicity of it. I like the simplicity of all of them. The only thing that I didn't really like is I felt like I wasn't seeing enough colors that I
Hmm.
was supposed to be seeing from them. So for that, I only would probably give them like a 6 out of 10. But I do really like the mostly black look, very simplistic style. Probably a 6.
Okay. All right, yeah. So for me, like I said, we've seen this one before. Uh, we know that it's a pretty, we know what it means. You get what I'm saying? You get the MLK on there. Um, and then we know that we hope that they pair it with the jersey, I mean, with the court, because the court that they used last time they had these jerseys was pretty beautiful as well. So, if they pair it with the court, I'll give it a 8.5. If they don't pair it with the court, I'm giving it a 7.5, just strictly for the fact that we have seen this one before. Okay.
Fair
Next,
enough.
we have the Brooklyn Nets. Again, I believe that we have seen this one before. I believe that this was something that we seen during the
Hmm.
KD, Kyrie, Harden era of the Nets. So, in my personal opinion, just because we have seen it before, I am gonna have to give it about. I'm gonna give it a 7 on this one because to
7.
me, the first time I seen it, it was pretty nice. But now that I'm seeing it, it's just all right for me. But how about you?
Yeah. Um, I don't really have no issue with them reusing something or kind of taking something and trying to make it new, except for it feels like they just took a regular jersey and then melted some crayons on top of it. Like it doesn't feel as different of a jersey as all the other ones do for me.
Hmm.
This just feels like a slightly modified version of their regular game jerseys. So I'd probably give it like a 4. Honestly, I don't really like it. It doesn't feel different to me at all.
No, I feel you. Okay, next we got the Celtics. Obviously, the Celtics are probably the most basic, basic team when it comes to the jerseys. We know that we basically are pretty much only ever going to get white and green from them. Sometimes they splash in some gold. And what do we get from them this time? White
Let it
and
go.
gold. There's nothing new
Yeah, I
from
feel
the
like we should have
Celtics.
had more. We should have
Ye-
had more green. I don't really like it just for that reason alone. My favorite color is green, so I let it see green. None,
All right, so
none, y'all.
what you rating this one on a scale of 1 to 10?
Uh, I don't want to hate on it. I promise I do like some of these jerseys, y'all. I'd probably give it like a 3. There's nothing about this jersey for me, honestly.
Hey, hold on. I got a call right now. We gotta hold on. The call just ended, but we gotta call them right back. Now this is a very special call. This is the person that the whole reason 3829 podcast started. So hold on. We gotta answer this.
Oh, gee.
Hold on. Baba, we're recording for the podcast right now. You wanna say hello? Yeah, I already done gave you a big introduction. I already let them know who you was. So now you almost gotta say something to the camera. You don't gotta FaceTime, but you gotta say hello to the camera.
So I said, hey,
The 3829. It's we talk sports on here. But let me hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me let you say hello. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Y'all, this Boba, this the reason the whole podcast started. If it wasn't for her and the historical 3829, none of this would be happening right now. So shout out Boba, y'all.
can she hear me?
She can't hear you, cuz.
Oh,
But all right, Boba, I'll call you back when we get done recording. All right, love you too. Bye bye. Shout out Boba, y'all. Shout out Boba. But like I was saying, man, the Celtics, they put the parquet court on there like they try to resemble their actual court, but it's very basic. Like I said, we only ever get gold, green, and white, and then this time they gave us some black. But it's very basic. I feel like this isn't something we've seen from the Celtics, but it's very similar to everything that we've ever seen from the Celtics. So for that reason, I give it a 6.
6, man. Your numbers is a lot higher than mine. I feel like I gotta push mine up some.
I mean,
Either
shoot,
mine
you
too low, yours too high.
nah, bro, you use a tough crowd. I ain't gonna lie,
You think
but
so?
nah, I definitely think so. I'm glad I ain't asking for
Okay.
your opinion on nothing.
Hey, I keep it
Hey,
10.
this man be breaking hearts out there.
I ain't gonna lie to nobody. But let's see.
All right, next we got the
I
Bulls,
got a couple
man.
of them I like.
Next we got the
I got a
Bulls.
couple of them I like. See,
Uh,
you want to talk about me being a heartbreaker? I like this one. I like the Bulls jersey. Love it. 10 out of 10. Not 10 out of 10. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. But I like the all black with the red and the blue. They come together real nice. I think they did a very good job of picking the right colors for them and doing it in a way where everything comes together perfectly, right? You got the red and the blue together on all the trim and the way it lines up, it looks real nice. The Chicago, instead of doing one color, we got the solid blue, the baby blue with the red outline on it, numbers to the side, not in the middle. It gives it a slightly minimalistic look where it feels nice. It feels like something that I could actually put on and wear with an outfit, with some of my shoes. Whereas the other ones don't feel real to me. A lot of these jerseys feel animated, um, except for this one. This one actually feels like something I'd see somebody win a finals game in. So
well,
I'd probably give this one like an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
well, I'll just say you won't be seeing anybody win a finals game in this jersey. I'll let you know that right now. At least not the 2025, 2026 version of the jersey. I'll let you know that right now. Ain't nobody winning the
You
championship in that jersey this year, okay?
well,
But I will
that's
say,
above my pay grade.
listen. I will say, this is a very nice jersey. I would say that this is almost the perfect Chicago jersey. Like you said, you get the
Right,
cursive lettering, which is goes back all the way to back when Michael Jordan was, early in his playing days. So you
right.
get that, you get the 4 stars on the side, which is reminiscent sorry, which basically um, recognizes the flag. You get the 4 stars on the flag. Then the baby blue color also from the flag, and then you get the hint of red, obviously because you're still the Bulls. And then I love that they put it on a black instead of a white. That I feel like that
Yeah,
really stepped it up. I'm gonna give this one a 9.5 just because I have not seen all these jerseys, and I don't know if something will top it, and I don't want to give away a 10 too fast. So, but outside of
right.
that, if we don't see anything that I give a 10 to, then this is a 10.
Yeah,
And
so
next
far
we
this is
got,
top of my list too.
no, for real. Next we got the Cavs. Um, I'll go ahead and get us started on this one. So, for me,
Go ahead.
I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of. Not the biggest fan of the color. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of the color. I don't know what it is. It seems dull to me. It seems dull. It seems like the yellow is the only thing that pops on this jersey for me. And it just seems very dull.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell would have to drop 40 in it and then give a cold post game speech for me to, really rock with this jersey.
Hmm.
But for right now, I'm rating this one a six.
Yeah. It's the post game interview that really means something to you. If the
No,
post game
for real,
interview
for
ain't
real, for
fire,
real, for real.
then
He
take the
got
whole
it.
jersey. It's
Listen,
gone.
listen. I'm not rocking with the Thunder right now, but he dang near got to come with that Thunder post game aura. If he don't come with the Thunder post game aura, I dang near can't rock with it.
Okay. Um, I like all of the colors individually. Like if you were to hand me a palette with all of these colors on there, I'd be like, this is something that I could rock with. I would really like it. But this jersey, like I just said, does not feel real to me. This jersey feels like something I would see in a basketball game from 15 years ago. You know, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a jersey I see somebody winning a game in or playing a game in. Also, it does not make me think of the Cavs at all. I can at least say that some of these other jerseys make like the Nets jersey. I didn't really like it, but it made me think of the Nets. The Celtics jersey somehow makes me think of the Celtics more than this jersey makes me think of the Cavs.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm missing something, but so for that reason, that's probably a 3 for me, also, or maybe a 5 actually, because I like the peach color, um, just not on this.
No, I feel you. So five for that one. Okay.
Yeah,
So next we got the Dallas Mavericks. Uh, for me, I'm honestly kind of in the middle with this jersey. I don't know how I feel about the extras because I feel like obviously if they didn't put the extras on there, they've done that jersey before. But I really don't know how I feel about the extras. I'm gonna have to just rate this one a solid seven, just because I just don't know how I feel about this one.
I know how I feel about it. I feel like somebody needs to buy a lighter, a big lighter, buy a bonfire, make a bonfire, one of those, and all three of those things, all three of those things need to come together because this jersey is horrible. I hate it. I strongly dislike it. Any negative word you could think of, I probably feel that way about this jersey. Um, what purpose does it serve? Genuinely, this is a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. It only gets 1 point because zero would be mean to the person who made it. But like,
This was worse than the
don't
Cleveland
they
one to
deserve
you?
it?
This was worse than the Cleveland one to you?
The Cleveland one, I could see being in a scene of Into the Spider Verse. Like something Miles Morales could wear, and that would be fine with me. This, if I saw someone wearing this jersey, I would, like actually put hands on them.
You're gonna see
This
13 someone's wearing that jersey at some point in the season.
hands. Do you think I'm afraid to fight these people? They're not finna put Kyrie in this, bro. I I'm burning the entire establishment down.
Kyrie might not play in it because he's not gonna be back till January, but AD and Cooper
I
Flag,
I
they gonna play in it.
know, man. Cooper Flag, I cut the nigga knees off. I'm not worried about him. 1 out of 10, man. 1 out of 10.
All right. All right, what about the Nuggets, man? For me, man, I feel like this is definitely something that we've seen before. I feel like they almost try to take like their away jerseys and like combine them with the old school jersey because this looks a lot like their away jerseys. Only difference is obviously the lettering on this one is white, and then you get the rainbow on it. For me, I would say this one is a solid 7.5. It's nothing too crazy. Like if it was like my first time seeing a design like this from the Nuggets, I would definitely rate it higher. But um, it's nothing different for the Nuggets. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe if they did it like where kind of stole from the Warriors a little bit. I mean, not from the Warriors, from the Blazers a little bit, and like how the Blazers had like the side that said Blazers. Like maybe if they did the rainbow and did vertical, but and not even like push it all the way to one side, but like have it come over a shoulder and straight down. Maybe that would do something for me. But this just rainbow across
Mhm.
doesn't do anything for me anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna say like a 7.5.
7.5. Well, I got to get my numbers up apparently because I it's not for me. You you know how Mark said from RDC, how he said you will consistently average as player. You dropped 10 points tonight. You always drop 10 points. I know what I'm gonna get from you. I feel like I always know what I'm gonna get from the Nuggets as far as the jersey go. Because it like this is not a new jersey. This is the same jersey we get every day. I feel like but I mean you can't be mad at him. You know what you're getting. You know what to expect. Done deal. 5 out of 10. Solid, consistent, average. Nothing wrong with him.
Time out. Because I'm really thinking back to the Dallas Mavericks jersey. Let me pull it back up for the ones on the pod. But thinking back to the Dallas Mavericks jersey, and you feel like the Celtics jersey was better than this Mavericks jersey?
Yes.
You feel like the
I
Celtics jersey was better than this Mavericks jersey? I feel like the
okay.
Celtics honestly just need to stop trying. Like, just give us the
You,
same copy and
nigga,
paste green and white. Like, bro, was bad, bro. It was bad.
I didn't say it was good. What I'm saying is the Mavs jersey is worse.
No,
Nigga, this does not.
no,
This looks like yes to
bro,
me. To me at least,
no,
only my
no.
opinion. I know that.
Let me pull back up the Celtics jersey. So you're telling me that
It's right here.
this abomination of a jersey looks
I'm about to make a
better.
focus game on.
This abomination of a jersey looks better than what the Mavs did, bro.
If somebody said Lee, you have to pick which one of those you wear. You got to pick this Celtics jersey, or you got to pick this lane, bro, or
Listen,
this.
listen, listen, listen,
Wearing
listen,
this.
listen, listen. If you had to wear that Celtics jersey, you want to know what you're wearing it with? Some ugly ass J's. Some ugly ass J's that sat. Probably got them on
No, I can tell
discount
you what's
for
good.
$100. Not saying that $100 Jordan there's anything wrong with them. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm
Bro,
saying is you
what am
get
I putting
what
with
you
this
like.
Mavs
Listen,
jersey? What
I
am I
got
putting
stuff
with
I
this
could put.
Mavs
I got something
jersey?
I got something in the closet right now I can go put with that Mavs jersey.
Merch, fit for fit.
Bro, Hyper Royal ones, I will throw them on with this jersey
You know what I would
and
look?
some jeans. I will throw on the Hyper
Nah,
Royal ones with this jersey and some jeans, bro.
I would wear this with the Celtics jersey right
No,
here.
no, no.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Okay, let's keep it pushing. All right, next we
Let's
got
keep it
the.
pushing.
Wait, was we on the Nuggets? I think we was on the Nuggets. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
we
well,
done
we
with the
was about to
Nuggets.
pass it. We went to the Pistons.
Yeah, we on the
We're
Pistons
gonna talk
now.
about Mr.
First of
Cunningham.
all, can we talk about Cade Cunningham and why is this man looking at me like this, bro? Like, like why is this man looking at me like this? Like, I feel like they made this man take this literally right after they got eliminated by the Knicks, bro. Like this,
Hey,
that's the vibe I'm getting from him right now, bro. Like this, y'all really
tell
stopped
me,
me to do this shit. Like I'm on my way to Cancun, and this what y'all got me doing?
tell me that nigga don't look like he went to the photographer and said, "You need that." That's his body all the way right now. That's what I get from him. He don't look. He don't look like a civilian. Look at his proportions. Like his one arm like this, and then his other hand is like halfway down his body. Nigga look like he could run like this, and grab your ass from 40 feet. Slender man, it's all bad. But
Nah,
as far as the jersey go, I fuck with the jersey though.
no, I feel like the jersey cool. I wish he would have tucked his jersey in so we could see the shorts because it looked like there's a little bit of a design on the shorts as well. Um, uh, from what I'm seeing, I'm gonna give this one a solid 8.2. Just because I feel like
Point
this
two.
jersey is gonna give us more when we see the shorts, but we can't see them, so I can't base it off of what I can't see. You get what I'm saying? So the point two is for
Right.
potential. The point two is for potential.
I honestly, I do like it. It gives me like a lightning vibe or like an electricity vibe because of the glow behind it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I think all of the colors really complement each other real nice, and they all go together real nice, except for the Nike check mark is just a bright ass yellow, and
Well,
it
they
kind of
have
stands out.
yellow
Other than
on
that,
there. They have yellow in
I
the.
see it, but it's more of a pastel yellow on that, and then the Nike logo is like a golden yellow. It stands out a lot more, which they probably did on purpose. marketing comes first. But other than that, I do like it. I'd honestly give it a solid 8, you know?
Now I feel you. Okay, next is
Or maybe a
Warriors.
7. Maybe a 7.
Uh,
I'll probably take the 8.
now, you can call me basic or whatever. Now, I am a fan of neutral colors though, but for this one, I'm not really a big fan of it. For the Warriors, I'm gonna break this one a 6.5, just because we have seen this one from the Warriors. We have seen it
Alright.
in multiple iterations, I feel like, and this one is not a good iteration of it. So for that one, I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
I get that. I think the colors, it would be nice to have seen something else or something more, a little bit of experimentation with them color.
No, I feel like
Because
the
right,
colors are cool, but it's just like you've
I don't
already
like the
given us
colors.
this design. You feel me? No, I feel like the colors, there's not the colors, it's the design. You've already given it to us. And like, I don't know, it hasn't been long enough for it to even feel like a retro of a jersey. You get what I'm saying? You've already given to us. Like, you gave it to us during the Dynasty era, and Curry's still in the league. You get what I'm saying?
I think for me, if they would have changed the colors just a little bit and done something that, jumps out at me a little bit more, I'd have been like, hey, I like that. You know, because
Nah,
I
because
have
it's
we have
too
seen this
early to
before,
retro
but I still
this.
like it.
It's too early to
I don't think
retro
it has to
this.
be retro.
No,
It
because
could
I
just
feel
be,
like that's
a
what they're
different
trying to
jersey.
do, though. I feel like that's what they're trying to do because with how they change the colors of it, like when you're not trying to necessarily retro it, you keep it pretty similar, like how the Nuggets did with theirs, or how the Hawks did with theirs. You get what I'm saying? I feel like this is a attempt at retroing this jersey, and it's a bad attempt at it. One,
You think
because it's
so?
too
I don't
early.
think it's a bad
I feel
attempt,
like it's
honestly.
I feel like it's too early to try to retro it. I feel like if it was the year after Curry retired, maybe it would have been different. But like I said, this was something that we seen during the Dynasty era, and I'm not. It's
Dynasty
too
was,
soon. It's too
I
soon
don't
for it.
know.
In
They
my
got a
opinion, it's
decade.
too soon. In my opinion, it's too soon for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
You scared to admit you getting old, nigga. That's your problem.
Nah, I'm just saying it's too soon for it, bro. Curry is still in the league. You gotta wait till he retire to start trying to retro the jerseys that he played in. That's all I'm
what
saying.
num what did you give it? What did you rate it?
I rate that one a 6.5.
6.5. I
But
honestly,
now, I mean,
I'll
let's
give
look
it
at
a
the
6.
yeah, let's look at these Rockets jerseys, bro.
8 to,
Now, I'm
hey,
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, when I first saw this
10.
jersey, listen, when I first seen this jersey, I was fully expecting Jalen Green to cut up in there. Since I have seen this jersey, Jalen Green no longer plays for the Rockets, so it will be KD tearing up in this jersey, and I don't feel like KD would rock this jersey as well as Jalen. I feel like Jalen Green would look better putting up 40 in this jersey than KD gonna look putting up 40 in this jersey.
I think I think this is one of them jerseys that 60-year-old fat white man that ain't moved for the past 10 years could look pretty decent in. This is my favorite jersey so far.
Nah,
Like I
facts. I like
love this
this
jersey,
jersey.
10 out of 10.
I can't tell. It looks like they have a dark blue surrounding it. If that was a baby blue, bro, if that was a baby blue, which I know it doesn't go with the Rockets. I know that dark blue color goes back to the back in the day. Uh, but if that was a baby blue, bro, that I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I'm not gonna lie.
This is one of two jerseys so far that I would actually buy.
Nah, facts.
I
That one.
I would wear this. I got a fit for this actually.
Nah, this one, I'll give this one a solid. Do I give the 10 out or do I give it a 9.5?
I think you might want to keep that 10 until
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna give
end,
it a nine.
and
I'm
you
gonna
can
give it a
decide.
9.5. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. All right, you ready
This
to
is
move
going to
on?
sit in that 8 to 9 range for me. It's going to sit in the 8 to 9 range, right with the
Pacers.
Chicago jersey.
All right, next we got
I'm
the
a Pacers
Pacers.
fan. I'm an Indiana animal, so I can't. I'm supposed to give it a 10. I'm supposed to give it a 10.
Listen,
But
listen. What you rating on this Indiana one, man?
honestly, being being a Hoosier, being a Pacers fan aside, I do actually really like the jersey for the simple fact that I think it does a really good job of, doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I would give it like a 7 or an 8. I don't want to put it all the way up there with the Chicago and with the H-Town jerseys, but uh,
7 or 8?
seven
Seven
or
or
eight.
eight? That's it?
But that's the thing. Like I said, I don't want to put it with the Chicago and the Rockets jersey because I put those in the 8 to 9 range. This is solid. This is very solid, but I think it just doesn't have
7 or 8 though.
seven
Okay.
or eight. Yeah.
All right. I guess it's my turn to go
But
ahead and talk.
you gotta remember my rankings, my numbers is low. Everything else getting a 3, 4, 5 for me. So you gotta
Seven or
account for
eight.
inflation.
Listen, when I was mentioning how to retro a jersey,
Hmm.
this is how to retro a
Exactly.
jersey.
That's what I'm saying. They did what they supposed to do perfectly.
This is how you retro a jersey. So forget what this dude over here talking about, right? Forget what he's talking about because this right here
My
is
swag.
a solid 9.5.
9.5.
A solid
You
9.5. And that's non-biased. This is how you retro a jersey. This is clean. Now, is it better than last year's City jerseys? No, because last year's City jerseys was clean as hell. But this is clean, and I feel like it's gonna fit the Pacers' style of play. Again, prayers out to Tyrese Haliburton, but I feel like this is gonna fit the Pacers' style of play next year with him being out.
mm-hmm. I need that's hard. I think
But
it's gonna fit him real well too, yeah.
next one, we have the Clippers.
Um, Not working for me. I think it looks
Mm-mm.
good as like a popsicle cover, but and that's not I'm not even trying to make a joke. Like actually I think of popsicles when I look at this. Is not I don't like it for jerseys.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's a lot going on in this jersey. I don't love the effect of the lettering. You have like a shadow, and then you have like the line thing going on with it. Then you have the stars on the side. Then you have the cut on the side. Then you have the stripe next to the cut. Then you have the. It's a lot going on with this, and the coloring of it is
Yeah.
horrible. I feel like the colors that they chose were not great at all. I feel like this doesn't fit LA. Maybe I'm
It
wrong, but I feel
doesn't.
like it doesn't fit the vibe of LA. They could have
I think
listen.
you're right.
They could have came back early with one. I know I was just talking about it, coming back too early with retros, but they could have came back with that LA Times jersey because that LA Times jersey was cold back in the day. So I'm gonna rate this one a solid. I think I'm gonna get pretty low with this one. I think I'm gonna rate this one a 4. I am not a fan of this one at
Uh-oh.
all.
Welcome to the dark side.
I'm not a fan of this
Welcome to the
one
dark
at
side.
all. If I'm being honest with you guys, yeah, I don't love that one at all, at all.
Hey, cut my mic.
Yeah, like I was saying, y'all, but this jersey really don't do it for me at all. This jersey is not attractive. I don't like the colors. I don't feel like they did a good job of, you know, sh showing LA. I feel like we've seen some jerseys that really incorporate the city, do a really good job of representing the city, and I feel like this one just does not do a good job of representing the city. Um, but outside of that,
Hold
man, we
on,
can
let
go
me
ahead,
throw
move
in
on.
there. I just I think what it is, the fact that they tried to do chromatic aberration, like make it look like a glitch effect, like some speeding pass with these colors, it don't really work too well. And then those aren't. This is not the Clippers. This is not you. Okay, so just back to the drawing board.
No fact. So like they just did that rebrand, and I feel like this does not fit the new logo at all either. Like this just doesn't go with what the Clippers got going on. But we can move on to the Lakers.
Right.
The Lakers, again,
You
something that
got
we've
that?
seen before. What?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Lakers is something that we've seen before again. It looks like they put like a little shadow or maybe outline surrounding the letters. I'm not sure if that was on there before, but like I said, something we've seen before, nothing too crazy. I'll give this one a solid 6.5 just because it doesn't amaze me in any way. Um, the best part about the jersey is it being LeBron's number, and LeBron has been on a decline the past couple of years, so that shouldn't really be the best part of your jersey, if I'm being honest. They should have threw Luka number on there.
Did we rate the last jersey, the Clippers jerseys?
Yes.
Okay. Um,
Where has this man
all
been
right.
at?
Into the Lakers jerseys. Personally, I don't like it only because I feel like there's too much going on. I feel like a staple of all the jerseys we've seen is that they're taking other versions of jerseys that they've had or like central concepts and they're finding ways to simplify them and make them retro. This I feel like is a lot more than the normal jersey. I feel like it's too much. You know, having the Los Angeles and a triangle, large numbers in the middle with the Lakers, like you said, having them in bright yellow, but then with the purple outline. I feel like it's just too much. You know, it's it takes away from the retro feeling that we're supposed to be getting. It doesn't
Hmm.
feel simple enough. So I'd probably give it like a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my favorite, but it's not my most hated. So
Okay. All right. What about this Memphis one? I'll go ahead and get us started on this one. So on the side, I don't know. It looks like it's a lot going on. Uh, I'll be honest, just looking at this jersey, it don't look like it's gonna be a good year for Memphis. First of all, you had the Desmond Bain trade. We've already discussed that on the pod, but I'm just saying this just explains the Desmond Bain trade. This jersey is just horrible. Like in my personal opinion, it is horrible. Like I like listen, I know we make jokes about refs being on the team, but like, do you really gotta match your teammates, bro? Like I thought you
hmm
only matching the ones that you squatted up with. Now we really trying to match the rest? Like
that's the
this,
case. They're
if we
aligning
gonna
the
get this,
FBA with
listen,
the.
that's what I was about to say. If we gonna come out with jerseys to match the refs, give them to the Thunder. Why the Grizzlies making them? But for
Yeah,
me,
we need
man,
an
this is
FBA
this
jersey.
is a this is a five. Honestly, that's probably the lowest one I done gave out all day. But this is
No, I think you
terrible.
gave it 4.
I did.
I
Well,
think
this
so.
needs
I'm
to
not
be the
sure.
lowest rated one I gave all day. This one in Cleveland is
Oh,
in the
so this
same
just
bucket. This
whatever
is
lowest you gave, just that minus 1. Okay.
exactly like this in Cleveland. No, Cleveland deserves to be worse than this one, but this is like point 0.5 better than Cleveland. Actually, not even point 0.5. This is point 0.1 better than Cleveland. Like both of them is just trash. But you can go ahead and go ahead and tell us what you think about it, cuz.
You know what's crazy? I'm on the fence because part of me doesn't like it, and that's just me being a hating ass nigga, really. But the other part of me actually does like it, only because it does something that I haven't seen with the other jerseys. It kind of gives me like a lot of weird, a lot of random stuff, but in like a simplistic way where it's kind of fun and it feels slightly refreshing. Like you talked about the stuff on the side. I kind of like it. We got these random color or this random yellow and blue mix patterns. It kind of looks like tribal symbols sitting on one side. You get that patch, and then you get a little bit around the neck collar. Um, yeah, I do kind of like it for that reason, just because it's like very simple. We just getting striped lines and groups, but then we get that small piece of something different, something random, wild, chaotic, whatever. And then we get their same numbers in Memphis lettering, and that way it feels a little bit different, a little bit familiar, a little bit simple, but a little bit chaotic. Um, so actually, I'd probably put this in the 7 to 8 range. I like it. I wouldn't wear it, but if I saw well, it depends actually on what they do in these jerseys. Because if they start playing trash, I might bring it down just a little bit, maybe like 4, 5, 5, 6. But so far, I kind of like it. I feel like I would be interesting to see what they could do in this jersey.
Okay. All right, next we got the Miami Heat, and whoo, these boys is fire.
Yeah,
These
that's not.
boys is fire. Let me just compare it to the old Vice jersey that they had real quick. Let me compare it just so y'all can kind of see what the old one looked like compared to what this one looked like. So before we had this one, right? So the
Yeah, I
main
can't see that.
difference, You can't see it?
Well, nah, they can see it. That's all that matters.
Well, it's on the transparent back. Hold on. And then we've had this one before. So the main difference with this one is you don't get that stripe going down the side. And I think that stripe going down the side is a really nice touch. Honestly, yes, we have seen this one before. I know I've ranked some of the ones that we have seen before a little bit lower. But for this one, solid 9.5. Actually, no. I forgot what I've already put in the 9.5s. I get this one 9. I get this one a 9. Solid 9.
Solid nine. Um, I'm looking at the different Miami Vice jerseys that they had, and I do like them. They look pretty cool. Now, like you said, what makes this one different, what actually makes me like this one is how the neon lines actually drop down into the jersey, and it doesn't feel like it's just something that's happening up here in the trim. It feels like it's actually becoming part of the jersey. Gives you something to look at, something to follow as you're watching the players. It's pretty cool. Otherwise, it's very simplistic. They stuck to three colors, and one of them is just the background color, the black. It's just there. It's very eye catching. Um, yeah, I like it. I would give it seven or eight in that same category where it's just under my two favorite, but it's definitely something that I would love to see again.
Okay. Then we got the Bucks. Now this is something that we have seen from the Bucks before. Honestly, I would like to see the Bucks bring some more purple back to the jersey. Um, in my personal opinion. But as far as the what they currently gave us and what we have to select from now, this for me is going to be a solid 7. 7 is pretty basic for me. Um, like I said, I would prefer if they would have made that blue on there purple. You getting a 100 from me.
You just need to do some purple.
No, for real.
Um, Honestly, I like that it's not the purple because they're purple jerseys. I don't like it. I just don't like the color purple that they use. But this one, I do like how simple it is. This is another jersey that I feel like could be worn in the real world by like any random person and it can be a fit. The one thing I don't like is that it reminds me too much of sour cream and onion chips. I know. But like when you look at it, if you think of a bag of Lay's, you'll see it. And for
Bro,
that reason, am I wrong? Pull up a bag of Lay's, a bag of sour cream and onion Lay's, and put them next to each other, and you'll see. But
all
for
right, so
that
what you
reason,
rating this one?
I probably would rate it a 6 or a 7 because I do like it. But
Okay, okay.
yeah,
All right, next we got the Timberwolves. I know what I just said about purple. This one, I'm not sure. I mean, it's cool and all. Main thing that's gonna do it for me is if they can get past the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I mean the Western Conference Finals. If you listen, you lose in the Western Conference Finals again, this is the worst jersey to ever be made, okay?
absolutely. Oh, you win. Even if you win, I feel like
Nah, if they win, I get this on a solid 7.5. But if they lose in the Western Conference Finals again, this is the worst jersey to ever touch down, okay? But it's on you, man. What you think about this?
I don't like it. I don't like to look at it. It doesn't make me feel safe.
Mhm.
Um,
What do you mean it
this
doesn't make
jersey.
you feel safe?
I don't know. There's something about this jersey that just makes me feel uneasy. I don't like looking at it. Sorry to hate. 0 out of 10. This is the worst jersey I've seen so far. I would rather wear the Dallas jersey than this one. Do you understand how bad it has to be for me to want to wear the Dallas jersey,
Bro, what you got against the Dallas jersey, bro?
bro? The Dallas. It okay. It looks like it came out of a King Arthur book. Like I feel like I would have to call myself Sir Lancelot.
This guy.
You don't get
Oh,
those vibes
excuse
like
me,
you buy the
y'all. Sorry,
jersey.
man. I had a long day at work before I got in here. Yes, man. I'm still working.
This guy
Still working. God, don't stop. All right, next we got
can't
these
stop, won't stop.
Pelicans, man. Got these Pelicans. Me, man, I'm gonna put this in the same tier as the put it in the same tier with Cleveland. And who would I put else in there with Cleveland? Whoever
I don't
else was in
remember.
there with Cleveland that was point one better. This is in the same tier. This is on the same level with Cleveland because, bro, you didn't even try. This was horrible. It looked like it's supposed to glow in the dark, and I doubt it does.
What if it did though?
No. Even if it did, that would make it worse.
Damn. Well, what's
So,
you rating it?
rating four.
Four?
Same thing as the Cavs and everything else. Or not everything else, but the other one. I can't even remember. The other one was so bad that I'm glad I forgot it. That's how you know the Cavs was horrible, because I can't get that one off my mind.
Damn. Damn. Oh, so the Cavs jersey is your Mavs jersey.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? That's your Mavs jersey. Okay.
And listen,
Fair
and we
enough.
really skip it over the Celtics, and the Celtics was horrible too. The Celtics was horrible too.
Oh my.
And there's
Um,
somebody else I'm forgetting that was also bad. They getting a pass
who did
only
you
because I
say was
can't
bad?
remember who they are.
I don't remember either. I like this jersey, honestly. I do kind of like the glow in the dark vibe of it. It gives me New Orleans vibes. You know, that's what New Orleans is all about. You think about the voodoo, you think about the hoodoo, you think about all of that. Like, yeah, come alive, in the nighttime. I would probably give it a 6 or 7. Nothing too fancy, but definitely something I'd like to see again.
Nah, this is not it for me. I'm gonna be honest with you, not it for me at all. But okay, next we got the Knicks. Uh, I like this one.
First
I
glance,
I like it.
I like the idea, but it just feels like somebody like took the regular jersey and just kind of like shifted everything a little bit, Like hey,
I
let me
like
borrow
it.
your
No,
Chris
no, no.
Anthony and shift it
That's
around.
what I like about it because realistically, the Knicks are also pretty similar to the Celtics in the fact that they don't change much, and which is what you kind of expect with franchise as historic as a New York or a Celtics. But for this one, I like the changes that they did make. It's almost like they tried to make it a little bit bolder and everything, and it worked. Everything does pop out to me a little bit more. And then I really like what they did with the Nike logo. I feel like that's a nice little small detail that really kind of makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that they did a good job creating it, and they were very intentional. They made some solid choices, but there's just some things that I wouldn't like to see how they did, like the blue being checkered blue. You know, that I don't know what it is, but I don't really like it. Or at least I think if they tried one side, maybe tried making one side blue and then just the other side was full white, like like the Grizzlies did, then I'd probably like it a little bit more. But you're right, I do like how they implemented the NYC with the Nike check. Um, it actually makes it look very appealing. But I mean, yeah, it's not too much different than a normal jersey we'd see. So
For me, it's
I'd
about
probably
an
give
eight
it
and a
a
half.
6, 8.5. I'd give it a 6.
All right, let's look at this sad Thunder jersey.
Mm-mm. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is bad.
yeah.
It's bad.
This is how I hope they follow up they championship season. This is the perfect way to follow up your championship season.
Let's keep
So
this brief.
one, we've seen this in the Hamidou Diallo days. I don't know why this jersey automatically makes me think of Hamidou Diallo, but we've seen this jersey in Hamidou Diallo days. Only difference is it's a little bit darker and it's ugly. I'll be honest. I'll give this one.
Very,
I'm gonna put
very.
this one in the same bucket with the Celtics, the Cavs, and who was the other one I just put in that bucket? New Orleans. It
Hmm.
goes in that bucket with them. So it's a
Um,
four.
this is literally the only jersey that just doesn't make sense to me. Like even the ones that I don't like the Dallas Mavs, um, makes sense. Like that jersey makes sense for the Mavs. I just don't like it. The Wolves jersey that makes sense for the Wolves. Like that makes sense for the complete sense. But this just doesn't make sense to me. Even though, like you said, we've seen this before, they've done it before, it still doesn't make sense. It feels like someone came in the day before it was due and said, let me sketch something in 5 minutes, sent it off, and they just went with it.
I feel like
Zero.
at the time when they first did it, it was nice. Now it's not as much. It gives like a video gamey vibe to me at least, and I feel like at the time they did it, it was better suited for that time versus trying to bring it back now. But we can go ahead and move on to the Magic. The
Hmm.
Magic. This is a clean one. This one makes me think of Victor Oladipo. Um, back when around when he was drafted, Victor Oladipo, Aaron Gordon days. Uh,
Hmm.
but for me, it's I honestly I would have preferred it if they didn't do the stuff on the side with the stars and everything. One,
Right.
it's kind of scattered because it doesn't look like the stars really follow a pattern. Looks like they were just kind of placed wherever. So with those things considered, I would give this one 6.5.
6.5. Um, the thing about this jersey is, like I said about the Nuggets jersey, it feels like an average jersey. This feels pretty consistent for them. So I'd probably give it 5. Same number that's on the jersey right here. Um, Also wanted to say RIP Victor Oladipo, man. Um,
RIP.
yeah, he's dead to me since he left the Pacers. Um,
He didn't leave, he got traded.
I don't want to hear it.
And he
I don't
got
want to
traded for
hear it.
Tyrese Haliburton. So can you really be mad at him? Can you really be
Yes, nigga,
mad
what
at
type of
him?
question is that? Yes, I can be mad.
Why are
What?
you mad at him?
That's like saying, hey, I know I shot you in the ribs, but they found that you had a tumor and they took it out. So can you really be mad that I shot you because they found the cancer? Nigga, what?
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's move on.
Okay, we can move on.
Let's move on.
Philadelphia.
Oh, did I
Philadelphia.
rate it? 5. Yeah, yeah. I
Uh
like it. Simple.
I don't like it. I feel like
Maybe a little too
they
simple.
might as well have not even have came out with a city jersey. This looks like an away jersey. Like it doesn't look nothing special about it. So for that reason, I'll probably get this one a, I'm gonna put this one below the other ones, not because it's ugly, but just because of a lack of effort. Like you get an A for effort, so you get an F for non-effort, so you get a 2.
Yeah. So I think this is the first time that I'm gonna give a lower number for a jersey, or this is the second time because I did for Nolia. Um, Not Nolia, but Nola. I think I'm gonna give him a 4. It's very simple, probably too simple, but I mean, hey, simplicity is a job. Maybe they
Nah,
should change the lettering, like the fonts and stuff, because it kind of looks like computer generated. But
I'm not rocking with it, cuz I'm not rocking with it.
you boy,
But we can move
all
on to
right,
the Suns. The Suns.
all
Okay.
right.
Well, I'm gonna get this from the 6 just because we've seen this one before. Is
They put the
nothing new.
wrong jersey on here, Trey. These they regular jerseys.
That's what I'm saying. We've seen this one
they put
before.
the, they put the wrong jersey on here, man. I
So
thought I
for
was
that
tweaking for
reason,
a
I'm gonna
second.
give it a 6, bro.
5. I'm not even giving them 5. I'm giving them 4 or
Damn.
3. I'm gonna give 4 because all the other jerseys, I say, oh, this is you feel me, a regular jersey that you wear every day for the rest of the season. It's just a little bit different. These niggas didn't change nothing. This
This is the jersey.
they stole this jersey out of KD locker room and said, "Hey,
He
let's
said he ain't gonna need this no more.
ain't gonna need this one no more, man." And he said, "Yes, the fuck I am." But
Hey.
yeah, no, I mean probably a 4. Or I do like it though. I give them a 5 back. They can have a 5.
All right, come on, man. Look at this Portland.
Do better next year. Um, I like it
PDX.
for the simple fact
Honestly,
they're doing something a little different than what they know, or like
yeah,
it's a lot different than the normal jersey.
it's basically what they usually do, except they use a different name. They usually
Hmm.
do like Blazers or something. And then the stripe is similar to what they've done in the past, except they haven't done it with that color. And then what
Right.
is that go like in the jersey? Do you see that design or is it just me? What
Hmm.
is that? Can
I
you tell
think
what that
that
is?
those are just like I think they're just X's or like a shape like that. You know what I mean?
I don't
Either that
know.
or it looks like knives, maybe. I don't know.
One thing I will say is PDX sounds like a workout program. Is it just me?
When I think PDX, I think criminals. First ever criminal
Oh
that
wow.
shouldn't be allowed near a school.
Wow. Yeah, but for me,
But you talking about
uh,
workout? What's them?
dude,
What's that called?
like P90X, PDX. That's what it make me.
P90X.
They
There it
make me.
is.
That's what it made me think of. PDX
Hey,
made me think of
come on, man.
P90X.
Give me 100 jumping jacks right now.
Dog, nah. But
I eat
for
3.
this one, I give this one a solid 6. What about you?
Um, the colors are alluring. I'll be honest. I probably give it a 4, just because it doesn't feel like anything special to me, but it does
You
feel like
said
it
I'll
had
probably give it a
potential.
4 because you gave it a 5.
No, no, I forgot. I don't even pay attention to your numbers. I just because I'd be like, yeah, whatever you just said is I don't agree with it. I know that.
All right, what about the Kings, man? I'll be honest. I feel like with this jersey, they still need Malik Monk on the squad. Is Malik Monk still on the Kings? I might be tripping. I feel like he not. I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
why I feel like he played for the Pistons.
Mm, thought he got traded.
Nope, he still plays for the Kings.
Oh, well,
Do
good. He can keep this. He can
he?
keep
Yeah,
this
he still
because
play for the Kings.
this journey it doesn't feel special to me. I feel like half of these just don't feel special.
Oh, I'm
Um,
stupid. He got drafted to the Charlotte. I don't know why. Listen, yeah, this is a proper jersey for them because this is a jersey that I don't know why it just screamed Malik Monk to me.
so
Like
it's just
no
his
cap,
body.
no for real. Like this jersey just screams Malik
He's the
Monk.
only team member that can wear this jersey. Everybody else has to wear their other jersey.
No facts.
Any
Like
one of the
it's
other
something about this that just screams Malik Monk. So for the jersey itself, I'll give it a 7. When Malik Monk put it
7?
on, it turns into a 9.
9.9 out of 10. As soon as he put the jersey
No
on, he
facts.
didn't even have to play on the bench.
No,
10.
for real.
10
It's
out of
just something about this jersey that just screams Malik Monk to me, bro. I can't put my finger on it, but it just yeah, it's yelling Malik Monk. I don't know if it's just
10.
me, but
It's just you. I don't like the jersey on nobody. The, the jersey, it don't look special to me. I keep saying that about these jerseys. Like I look at this jersey and I think this is a regular season jersey. They just accidentally changed the color. Like it don't it don't this is not retro, you know?
yeah.
So I'd probably give it same thing, 4 out of 5. It ain't horrible. So,
All right, we just
four out
got
of
a
five.
few
Or
more
four
to
out of
go.
10. 4 out of 10. What am I talking
This man's got 4 out of 5.
about?
All right,
80%
next we got
certainty.
the Spurs, and I'm not gonna lie, I fucks with this one. I feel like Wemby gonna
Me
look good in
too.
this one. I like the font on it, bro. Definitely like the old school vibe of it, but like the font makes it feel new school. So for this one, I'm gonna give it a dim 9.5 out of 10, man. 9.5 out of 10.
Nine.5.
I can't give it a
You
10.
rocking with it like that?
I can't give it a 10 because it's been other stuff that I feel like is you could say is a little bit better than this that that I didn't give a 10 to, so I can't get this one a 10. Honestly, I might even drop this one down to a 9. What about for you?
Um, I do agree with a lot of the things that you said. I do like the colors on it. How it's just the black with the white for the lettering and the numbers, but then you got the stripe. A nice use of color in a simple way and a concise way. The font, I think that the font is perfect because I it makes me think of like a scene in a Disney movie, where everything's colorful and you're having a great time, and you go to the taco truck and they use this exact font, and then somebody starts singing and just have a great time. Um, the only thing I would say I don't like is the black. I feel like they probably shouldn't have used black. Um, just because more like something brighter would have been better. Like if they did a beige or
That doesn't fit the
like
Spurs though. The black fits the Spurs.
it fits the Spurs.
And it's a retro
What does the
jersey, so
Spurs
that
jersey look like?
you gotta keep it with what they,
I'm looking for that.
have done in the past.
I mean, it's an infinite amount of colors. They could have found one that was a little bit lighter that complemented this entire thing better. That's all. Just going for the straight black, I feel like that probably wasn't the best option. But other than that, I do really like it. So I'd probably give it a 7. 7 out of 10.
Oh, for sure. All right, next we got the Raptors. This one is clean. This one is clean, in my opinion.
1. No.
No, this one is
I
clean.
hate
It's
I
a
hate the
throwback
logo.
back to the T Mac, yeah, bro. It's a throwback back to the T Mac days. And then I really
It's
fucks with it because like it's so many layers to this. Because like it's a throwback to the T Mac days, but then you get the jersey. I'm not sure if they still rock this jersey today. I'll be honest. I have not watched any Raptors game recently. I'll be 100% honest with you. I have not seen any Raptors games recently. But I know for a fact that this was the jersey back when they won their championship. So,
yeah.
and like I said, it's very reminiscent of
Alright, I gotta stop.
Vince Carter, except it's just a little bit of a different vibe. So that's why, for me, this is going to fall under the category of getting a 9.
A
But
9?
on to the next one. I think this is going to be the last one,
Scott,
which is going to be,
Scott, how much are these niggas paying you?
dude. I know, I know,
Scott Foster?
I know you're not trying to call me Scott Foster right now, bro.
Scott Foster?
I know you're not trying to
How
call
much
me
are they
Scott
paying
Foster
you,
right
nigga? A
now.
9 for
No,
that?
first of all, Scott,
Bro.
listen, listen. Scott Foster did not do a great job of officiating that game, but he was not the one that was paid that night. It was Rick Carlisle. Cause ain't no way you ain't used none of your challenges. But we gonna listen. We gonna say that for another episode. But
They were saying that in like game 2,
listen,
game 3.
listen. We gonna leave that for another episode. What you
Oh, we're
think
not gonna
about
talk
this
about it
Wizards?
today?
What you think about this Wizards jersey right here, cuz?
Um, the Wizards jersey, I don't they shouldn't use the beige. That's what I'm saying. Like, I like it. I just really wish it was a different color. It literally any color. If they would have did like a baby blue, I know that
Jello,
they supposed to be
Jello,
using certain colors. I know, but like, listen,
Jello. This is the perfect
I would love
jersey
it.
for a Kelly Olynyk and CJ McCollum ass team. This is the
No,
perfect jersey for a Kelly Olynyk and a CJ McCollum ass team.
no, it's not. It's gonna clash with their skin.
This is a perfect jersey, bro. It's a trash jersey for what's going to
No,
be a trash team.
you say that. Watch they win a ring next. What are we gonna do if they win a ring? Then what? Then all of social media is gonna
Listen,
come
listen,
get
listen.
on our
I can
head.
say confidently, just like when we was talking about the Chicago jersey, ain't nobody winning the ring in this jersey, Jello. I'm willing to guarantee it. Nobody's willing to
That's so
winning
vicious.
a ring in this jersey. But what do you rate it?
Um, I do like it. I give it a 6 or a 7. I'm down to see somebody hoop in this.
I'm putting this with the Force. This is a very mid jersey for a very what's going to be a very mid team. But that's all the jerseys.
Hmm.
All right, y'all. And that's going to conclude this episode of the 3829 podcast. Want to say thank y'all for tuning in again. Special shout outs to Jello. And if you have made it this far, go ahead, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all so much. Y'all see us next time.